What is going on, my fast friends? I bumped into this group and I guess I'm gonna ride with them, so we'll see how it goes. That's a nice BMW S1000. I haven't been in a group ride for a while. Apparently this group, when they did the little briefing earlier, they were talking about how they weren't going to go too fast, or like it's a beginner ride or something like that. So I'm guessing this is kind of like a beginner twisties group or something like that, which can be pretty cool. I mean, like usually I don't like riding with groups I've never ridden with before, but their briefing was pretty informational, pretty straightforward. They don't want people messing around. I think when we get to like the more twisty roads, they're gonna go single file. So you know what, I was gonna come out and make a video about the Aprilia or something about the Aprilia, but since I just bumped into this group, we're gonna go ahead and talk about group riding, the rules of group riding, what to do, what to not to do, stuff like that. Okay, since we are randomly meeting this group out in North Texas. I don't know anybody in this group. I'm gonna say rule number one, which I have completely broken, is don't just jump into a group ride in which you have no idea how they ride. Like you don't know the people, you don't have any friends in the group, you don't know the speed that they're going at, you don't know the pace that they're going at. The less information you have about a group ride is probably the worst that it can get. Granted, I broke that rule, but I told them I'm gonna stick around just to hear ask them if they're gonna have a little brief, and I guess the leader of this ride said that yeah, he's gonna give a little brief to the people, and I was like, well, I'll just stick with that. I'll stick around for that and see what the ride's about. And then from there I'll just decide whether I'm gonna roll with y'all or book out. What kind of group ride it is, of what kind of bikes are around, right? So with this, you got a BMW S1000, you got an R1 to my left, I think that's an R6 in front of me, but you got all these sport bikes. So your immediate thought was that it was going to be a fast ride, fast type of country twisty ride. Take that into account. If you're not that experienced, the best thing to do is go up front. A lot of times when you have this many people in a group, you get that slinky effect. So people brake, go, and if you're in the front, you're kind of just keeping a pace with the person that's leading the group. You know, you don't have that crazy slow down, go. And if you're not like hyper aware, there's a big chance that you may not notice when the group slows down or when the group speeds up, and therefore, you know, you can get into a pretty bad wreck. Like the person in front of me, if he slows down like crazy because everyone's doing that slinky stuff, and I'm not paying attention, I'm not aware, you know, there's a big chance that I could slam in the back of him, and a big chance the person behind me, if he's not paying attention, if he's not hyper aware, may hit behind me. Try to give everybody like 10 to 15 feet in between, just so you have a little cushion. And when the leader says something like that, it just kind of put my mind at ease, because again, I don't know if he knows the guys that are here and just doesn't know me, or knows everybody, or knows some and doesn't know the others. But you know, if he feels comfortable saying that and believing that people will listen to him, then who knows, maybe he does have a good control over this group of sport bikers. Another thing to look at, guys, is like if you go to a group ride, right, or you bump into a group ride, something to see if you can notice is, you know, it's going to be a crazy ride or a hooligan ride if you go to that group ride and you notice that over half of the guys don't have license plates. Now, all of these bikes right now, as I can see, every bike that I can see right now in front of me, and there's a few bikes behind me, I think there's about 5 or 6 bikes behind me. Every bike that I can see in front of me, including this guy in the R1, they all have license plates, and that's a good sign that no one's really trying to get in trouble with the law. So pay attention to that. If you go to a group ride, maybe you don't know, maybe you see it on Facebook, maybe you see it on Tonnet or any of those other group riding websites or sites or social media, when you get to the actual group meeting, look around, pay attention to your surroundings. Do you see people with license plates? If you don't, and you're not willing to get into the whole mess of running from cops and all of that, then I just wouldn't join. But if you're into that type of stuff, then you know you are right where you need to be. Everybody's enjoying this weather. It's the middle of November, and we got lucky today that it's Sunday and it's 70 degrees. Another thing you can look for in a group ride, you know, as far as being aware of the type of bikes, whether people are having license plates or not, is also looking at, are the people wearing gear, right? If you go to a group ride and everybody in the group is wearing full leather suits and you're not, there's a big chance they plan to move fast. They plan to hit the twisties and attempt to drag knee and all of that. And if they're wearing full leather suits and all of that and you're not ready for that type of ride, I probably wouldn't recommend it. If you bump into a ride where everybody's not dressed up, you know, and they're all kind of squinting it out, then you probably would think like it's gonna be a city ride or a cruise or something like that. You know, I don't know, because I've seen people squinting, and I've seen people squinting. Gotta get through. This is what happens when you're in the country, guys. Yeah, I see people squinting and still riding fast, so it's not a this is gonna pop a wheelie. Sorry about that, he popped a really good wheelie up there. But I see people squinting and still riding crazy fast, man. Got this nice lake view. So that just by what they wear, you may be able to think, like, it's more likely that if they're wearing full leathers that they are going on a faster ride, faster pace ride, and it's more likely if they're not wearing full leathers, if they're not wearing a lot of gear, then they may just be going for a cruise. Something I want to add as well is that, you know, you don't just jump into group rides when you're a new rider. You gotta understand how to keep your line, right? Like, kind of like on the track, you gotta keep your race line. Etiquette is, if I'm on the right over here and he's on the left or to my left, you know, the etiquette is, if we take a curve, we're gonna stay on the same line. I'm not gonna run into him on the left just by taking a really small curve, just like that last curve that we went through. He's not gonna realize that I can't take a small corner, and in the long run, he's gonna get really annoyed. So if you can't keep your line, or you know, when you're taking a small corner or something like that, you know, it's probably not the best idea to go on a group ride. So that's kind of like some of the things that I think about when I'm riding in a group, y'all. If you can think of anything else, throw it in the comments down below. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. We look like we're coming into the higher speed twisties, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment again if you know anything else that I'm missing, some tips and tricks when deciding to go on a group ride or not, when deciding, or when you're in a group ride already, what you can and can't do to prevent any harm to yourself or to other people on the motorcycles. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one, y'all. Peace.